Salutations, robots and people who are robots. I'm here with my friend Dr. Freeman. Say hello to the folks at home.
Uh, Hello, folks at home. It is me,
And to
Mega Man.
it's me. and today we're going to scrutinize every robot master. At least most of them.
That's a lot.
It's quite a few. I think is it about 100?
Uh, yeah, a little under
A little
100
under
with the ones
100.
we're counting.
So we'll try not to dwell, but we might dwell. All right, and who better to start with than Cutman, arguably the first in like the Rolodex, if you will. Do you have any big opinions on Cutman?
Cutman is okay. He's fine. Everyone likes well, Cutman's like the most iconic one, along with Gutsman, who we will get into within the next 20 minutes, I
In
assume.
the next,
Um,
he's
who
like,
knows? Maybe Bomb Man has some words that needs to be said. But he's the first one on the stage select. Unlike every other game, Mega Man 1 starts here on Cutman Strike. Damn, who's this Scissors Boy?
he's probably the first one
And
they drew because he's so simple.
yeah, and I think it works for him. He's just a guy with some scissors on his head.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong. I give him like a solid B tier.
His weapon kind of sucks, but he's all right. He's good.
Yeah. See if he.
He's all right.
What grade does he get from you?
Are we just doing A through? I give him C for cuts.
C for cut, indeed. All right. That takes us to Bomb Man, who like. Oh, it sounds like. What's your opinion on Bomb Man?
Bomb Man's trash.
Really? Tell me more.
I don't know. He's just boring to me. I learned that he's kind of shaped like a bomb, like with his torso, but that's all he's got going. He's just some guy throwing bombs.
I see where you're.
I don't know.
See, one thing that I'm mixed on about Bomb Man is that some artists interpret the shape of his head to make him a chicken. So there's the occasional interpretation of him that has like a beak, and I feel like that almost works more as though like he has exploding eggs as opposed to just like a dude with a mohawk.
I never have seen that before. That is very
I
interesting.
think the Ruby Spears cartoon just makes him a chicken.
It might.
I might be
I don't remember
misremembering. That
Bomb
cartoon
Man.
does some wild
I remember
stuff.
I remember Cutman of the cartoon, but that's as
Kung
far as
Fu
that
Cut
goes.
Man!
Cutman, get away!
Bomb Man gets like a C from me.
His weapon is also the worst, but I'm judging everything.
Little Acme bombs.
It takes 3 years to explode. Meanwhile, you could kill anything without waiting 3 years.
I guess that takes us to Guts Man.
Oh, Guts Man. I got nothing to say about Guts Man, to be honest with you. Everyone loves Guts Man. I've got like he certainly is Guts Man. Dr. Wily has a hard on for him, but that's okay. He can do what he desires.
He's the original like big one. I feel like there's like a big boy in every
Yeah.
game, and he's like the example. And I think he does that
He
job
started
fine.
he jumps on the floor and you can't move if you're on the floor.
Yeah.
We'll get back into that later, I promise. He throws rocks. Super Arm is a cool weapon in theory, but you can only use it when the rocks are there. So
That is a little. They have to like sculpt the environment around his weapon,
and they often fail to do so.
Yeah. So that's some points
So,
off.
but
I think
it would be really cool if you could just like have the rock. But it is what it
I
is.
think through like iconography and just getting the job done pretty well, it's hard for me not to give him an A.
Yeah, Gutsman's a guy. I'll give him a B, but he's respectable.
Yeah.
I respect Gutsman.
Yeah. Dun-dun. Let's talk.
That's true.
How about Elect Man? This is the creator's.
Cool.
This is the creator's favorite, if I recall correctly.
I believe so. I love Elect Man. He's my number 3. He's my top 3 faves.
Yeah.
Although, I'll be honest, he's only there because of his powered up iteration.
I was gonna say something similar. He's kind of got the James from Pokemon vibe going on. It really.
Yeah, he's like, electrify!
Yeah, I'd give him.
You're so ugly! Oh my goodness!
I think it helps when you're the
But-
creator's favorite. You get to be in Smash.
It's true. Not anymore. He was booted
Wait, he
out.
was? Oh shit!
Yeah, he's not an ultimate.
Damn. Huh.
But Wily is, so, we take those.
It's because what's his name? It's because he made Mighty Number 9, and Sakurai was like, "You've lost your privileges."
No more Elect Man. But he has this cool mask thing going for him
Yeah.
that's not only thematic, but it just looks cool.
It's like
His weapon is the best in the game because it's really good.
he's got like some ninja and some almost like circus performer vibes put together, and I think it works really
I'd
well.
kiss a Lickman on the cheek.
Yeah, I'll give him an S. I think he's earned it.
He's an S.
Yeah.
He's an S. He's my homeboy.
How about Iceman?
Iceman's cute.
Yeah,
Like not even in just power. Like even normally, like powered up. Obviously, everyone is like chibi, but Iceman's just a cute little guy.
yeah, totally. Um,
He's just an Eskimo.
there's a lot of ice robot masters, and I think they kind of nailed it the first time and never quite hit the mark, with a couple exceptions. There's a couple I like.
Yeah, yeah. Iceman is just very solid. His stage is garbage, but that's okay. Um, I'm very judgmental. But Iceman himself, his boss is simple, but his design is too endearing. It's just Iceman.
Yeah,
Like
he's a solid A from me.
yeah, Iceman gets an A.
Yeah, Fireman, I feel weird about. In like the days when I was super into Powered Up, he was like my favorite. Now I'm like a little less sure. I think his design is a bit busy. He's like a candle, and he's kind of a construction dude. I'm not really sure what they're going for.
He's okay. He's all right.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I don't know.
swimming.
I feel like Fireman's the opposite of Iceman, where he's fine, but then like future Fire Robot Masters have just been better
Yeah, that's a good
for the
point.
most part.
I think already in Mega Man 2 they have a better one.
Yeah,
He's like I'm swimming between B and C with
he's,
him. I'll
I'll give him a C.
I'll be generous and say B. I'll be merciful.
I'll give him a C.
Oil Man.
Uh-oh, that's the one that was racist on
Yeah. Whoops.
X. Even then, he's not great.
Yeah.
He's just a little weird. I don't know. Even when he's not a racist stereotype,
He has some like weird innuendos going on. I think like
he like tries to hit on Roll, but they're all related, kind of. But they're also
and
robots. But
kind of
also
children.
why? Especially in Powered Up.
I was like, I
He's
was
got a
like,
nice scarf.
he's
I like a
got like,
scarf.
yeah, I like the scarf. I like the teardrop shaped head. I was almost like, oh, he kind of fits into the aesthetic because Mega Man is like vaguely adjacent to Astro Boy, which was made when racist caricatures were really rampant in cartoons. And I'm like, oh, that's why.
He fits it. It's perfect.
He's like, I think on the
He's a
principle, I'm gonna give him a
D.
C.
I'm putting him in D.
I can live with that. That brings us to Time Man, the last of technically Mega Man 1, but technically Mega Man powered up Robot Master.
I like I like Time Man more than Oil Man.
Yeah, I think
I like his colors a lot. The purple just pops, especially like with the rest of them.
I agree. I like the design. His personality is just a bit a little milk toast.
That's fair, but no, I agree. Powered Up is the only one that we really have a chance to explore that until like 11.
True.
But I agree. He's just kind of just like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. I'll give him like a B.
Yeah, I could settle for B.
Yeah.
B for Burple.
Horrible. All right. That takes us to Mega Man 2. I suppose we'll start with Heat Man, who already.
Oh, I have a soft spot for Heat
Me
Man.
too.
2 set is solid. 2 is just solid. 2 is like everyone says Mega Man 2 is the best. I say I don't agree.
I don't know if it's
But
the
it's solid.
best, but it might be my favorite because it's the one I played the most because it's very available. They ported a lot.
Right.
I think I had it on my
Right.
iPad at
Mega Man
some
2's
point.
everywhere. It's the
With
popular
He-Man is
one.
like a marriage of Fireman and Iceman, just all those great qualities and a very just solid and compact design.
I like that he's just a box
I
for
think he's
some
like a
reason
big
that just
lighter.
amuses me.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like I love
Yeah,
it when
he
it's like
works.
simple like that. He-Man's
I'll
an
give him an
A.
A.
He-Man's a
Do you
A in
think,
my
does he have like a
heart.
little cute voice? Or I kind of like to imagine he has like the Captain N Mega Man voice because he's always on fire, so he maybe has like the smoker's lung.
I don't know. I've never thought about that. There was a ton of Mega Man spread comics in the day. I'm sure there still are now. And I think it was called like MS Paint Masterpieces or something along those lines. I might have just butchered it, might be. and it just was like a dramatic retelling of like the first few Mega Man games until it stopped doing it because it got bored. But I really liked its iteration on Heatman, was he was just like really bored
Oh.
and incredibly lazy, but also was made of fire. So he's like,
Because
okay,
he
and then
always has
just
those
blows up.
half-lidded eyes going. I could see that. Crash Man, who's orange and pointy like other characters named Crash I like. But otherwise, I'd say maybe on the lower end of this group.
I am. I have a friend who likes Crashman a lot and has warped my viewpoint of him other than a funny joke. So I have difficulty talk. I can talk about how he walks back and forth. If you don't do anything, he'll just go for a joyride. So who's the real villain here?
Ugh.
Actually, get Math
Oh,
Head
get him
on the
out of
horn.
here.
Crashman did nothing wrong.
Wasn't there like
He has
wasn't there like
bombs for
a big
hands.
like a kind of a meme surrounding Crash Man for a while because people like maybe this is just the circles I was in, but I feel like people like wrote a lot of slash fic of Crash Man, and there was like, have you heard? Are you familiar with this?
I've never.
Maybe it's
I'm
just the
not.
circles I was in, but I feel like for a long, and I barely remember. Maybe this was like, maybe I dreamed this, but I feel like you.
Who's he hooking
I
up
want to say
with?
Flashman. Yeah.
They
And I
do
feel like it was like an
rhyme.
early.
So, Crashman, I like his sprite so much more than his official
His
artwork.
arms
I
are
don't know
funny.
what it is about it.
Yeah.
It's something about it. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know.
C for Crash
Crashman's
Man.
alright. C for
I guess
Crash.
the thing is, I think Drill Man is better than Crash Man. Maybe. We'll get to
Maybe.
that one. Airman, I have a soft spot for because of the whole "I can't defeat Airman" meme. I think that's
No
kind of. I
one,
think that just.
no one can defeat Airman. Listen, he gets leaves in his fan. He dies. Imagine if he get
I don't
anything
know what
else in
you're
his
implying
fan.
with that.
He's still gonna die.
When the
I'm
shit
saying that
hits the
anything could kill
fan,
him.
dun-dun.
Oh fuck!
I like that he's super menacing looking despite
That's
being a fan.
he looks so serious, and he's a fan. I
I'm
respect
torn.
Airman.
I think I'll give him a B. I don't need to go nuts for him. Yeah.
I think I agree. I respect him. He's goofy, but I think that's what Mega
Yeah.
Man Robot
If you told me there was
Designs
a
are
wind
about.
robot master, this is pretty much what I would picture. Woodman.
Right.
Mm,
Oh, Woodman. He's made of
yeah.
wood. I do have I have a soft spot for Woodman because he was the first Robot Master I ever picked when I first played a Mega Man game. Because they're like, I was watching some YouTube videos. It was like Mega Man. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, Mega Man 2 is the popular one. I'm like, I got so many options. But
And
this
you
guy's
see
made
him
of
and you think it's
wood,
gonna be
so
easy. I feel like you can make a plant robot master work. Like there is Plant Man, who I think is better, but they really just kind of ramped it up to 11 with all the wood, huh?
he's just all wood. I
Yeah,
like how
that's
he
kind of a
beats his
nice
chest.
touch.
I think that gives him a little character trait. But on the other hand, he's always
Yeah.
Woodman, so he's
I
always
think
a
it's
little
like a
goofy.
C from me. That's being merciful.
Uh,
Yeah.
B or C.
Quick Man rips ass though. Yeah.
Quickman's fucking cool though. Like his stage is, but it's so
Quick Man's
cool
the one with
though.
the laser beam shooting across as you fall. Fuck that one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's iconic. I don't know if I'd call it good, but it's certainly iconic.
he is cool.
But he's so cool. He just
It's
hops
nice
around
that
and
it's like
goes ape
an
shit.
ability that's not like an element. Okay, we did fire, water, ice, strong. How about Quick Man? That actually, yeah, it's
This guy's
intuitive.
just fast. And I like how here's some behind the scenes fun facts is that and all the I believe I might be talking on my ass, but if I remember correctly, in the Mega Man 2 stage select, Quick Man, his boomerang head goes outside of the stage select box. And that was because they wanted Quick Man to be like Mega Man's rival, like he was
Interesting.
the cool character. So he got to break the
Wow.
boundaries of the stage.
That is something I tend to
select.
wonder about. Like I always do tend to gravitate towards one in each game where I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're the leader. Like you're the last one Mega Man's supposed to fight. And I always thought it was either Quick Man or Metal Man for this one. So that makes a lot of sense.
I understand that. Yeah, Quick Man's cool. Quick Man's I don't know. Quick Man's A or S.
He's A for me.
For me.
Bubble Man. What do you got to say?
Oh, Bubble Man. I love Bubble Man. He's so
like
goofy. I don't know, I don't got much to say. Everyone makes fun of him for being goofy, and I do too, but that also
It's
makes him
another where it's
endearing.
like, okay, if you told me there was a bubble man, this is exactly what I would picture, but there's nothing wrong with that.
He's a scuba. Okay, pop quiz, pop quiz. How do you
I
pronounce
always
Bubble
said bubble
Man's
lead
weapon?
because it's.
Yes!
I mean,
Validation at
I don't
last!
have a good reason for it. It's a what looks like a little harpoon, maybe made of lead, as in the alloy. So that's what I always.
People say bubble lead because it leads you. I'm like, no, buddy, it's bubble lead because the bubble
Yeah,
sinks,
that
so
makes a
it's
lot of
lead, which is
sense.
heavy. I feel
I'll give Bubble Man
validated
a
at
B for bubble.
last. I agree with that. Like, comment, and
Yeah.
subscribe if you pronounce it bubble lead.
Hashtag lead gang.
Dislike the video if you
We'll do
say, don't
hashtag
do
lead
that.
gang, hashtag lead gang, but they're both the same, so we win regardless. Big brain.
It's up to us. You're fueling the propaganda
Flash
machine.
Man. How about this one?
I don't like his design, but I like his power.
I like his power too. I guess my only thing is there's nothing about him that makes me think he stops time.
He's bald. I guess that's where the
Oh, but he
Flash
just
comes in.
reflects off. I feel he's got a lot of chin. Like I feel like he has a
Yeah.
very deep voice and he's very smug. Yeah, he's like a C for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Metal Man. This guy's hardcore.
Metal Man, I used to think he was like a doctor.
I can see that.
And like the metal on his head, the metal blade on his head is just like the little
Yeah, I like
doctor
to.
headwear
I guess
thing.
I can't not think of him with like a medic accent now. Like now you're going under the knife, command. I'm going to cut you open.
I'm going to cut you open, and my weapon will also cut the game because whoops.
It's
Game balance.
It's a pretty
Including
hardcore
myself.
design. It just works, I think. I think he's a. I'm
Yeah.
thinking either B or A. I think B.
I think B, if only because I'm not as passionate
that's
about him
fair.
as
That's a good
Quickman.
assessment. All right, we're moving on to Mega Man 3. I think this one's another pretty solid set. Like we're diverging a bit, but we're getting there.
I think 3 is one of my favorite sets as a whole.
We got Hard Man, which I'm sure you have something to say about.
Listen. Hardman is the best Robot Master in the series, and you might be saying, "Oh, what a juvenile joke you have said! The Hard Man. That means funny joke." And I say, "No, you weak coward of the night. Hardman is so much more. He is so much more. He is so. Remember Gutsman? We were talking about Gutsman. He stomps the floor, and if you're on the floor, you get stunned." For some reason, beyond my comprehension, cut that out. For some reason, beyond my comprehension, Hardman goes a step beyond, and when he crashes into the ground, everything in the world freezes around him for but a moment. I think they coded it wrong, in all honesty, but this is what it is. He has rocket punches. That's cool as hell. He's just durable because that's why he's called Hardman, because he's hard to crack open. That's the only reason. And the weapon you get is a giant fist. That's so cool. You just punch people. It's living
like
the dream.
C-tier
I don't
for
know
me. No,
what
I'm
to
kidding.
say about it. It's living the dream.
I'm kidding.
You could have
He's
your
like
opinion.
an A.
I'm
You
saying
won me
he's
over. I love the
SS.
rocket
He's
punch.
SSS.
He's like an A for me.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
never
done
saw
mine. He's also a
that.
cement
That makes
mixer.
sense.
I guess what his design is. Like,
Oh yeah.
like take away the limbs. So I guess that's what
I can
he
roll
does.
with
He
that.
just steps on cement
How
for a living.
about Magnet Man? I always saw him
he's
as
got
like
magnets.
the rival of this one, like we were talking
That's
about
pretty neat.
Quickman.
I could see that. I don't know if I agree, but that's viable. I'll get into that when we get
and I think
there.
Magnet is just the design's pretty on the nose, but I think magnetism is a good enough idea that it just works. He's like a B for me.
I give Magnet a B. And just like his magnet on his head, that's endearing. He's kind of boring outside, but that magnet on his head just kind of saves him.
I want to like, but something is just not quite clicking.
He's got a good song. His weapon is the worst.
I think there's just better.
He doesn't have hands, so his life must be rough.
It's like a C.
He's perfectly serviceable. I like how he like uses his two prongs to like make an electric ball above his head in his boss fight, but
it's something just not quite there.
He's like a C.
Gemini Man.
I'd like Gemini more and more because of like what fan material has done with him, rather than being a Gemini baby has done for himself. there's two of him until there's not, and they don't really do
Strikes me
as
as
much
another
with
like
the concept
smuggy.
as
Like
they
I
could
think
have.
him and Flashman have tea and like talk shit about the other robot masters.
That does make
Oh,
sense
yeah.
because Flashman is in Gemini Man's stock robot stage.
I think he's like a
So
B.
it all comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Solid.
B or C. Snake Man's cool. It's Snake Man. Snake Man is so simple in his design, but snakes are creepy, and he has like this menacing aura around him. He's like, I'm gonna get you, cause I'm a snake, and that's what
Yeah.
snakes do. And it's like you accomplish your goal, and you
I'll
get
give him
to
like an
shoot
A.
more snakes at people. So that like Shadow Man, like his design came from space or something. And either Dr. Wily rebuilt
Space
him
Ninja.
or like used the same old design. This is not important at all in Mega Man 3. But just randomly, they're the ninjas from space.
That's odd. That does seem like just
Don't know
something
why.
they'd throw in.
I don't know how canon it is nowadays, but that existed somewhere
He's an A for me.
in lore.
I am
Shadow Man, he's a ninja.
Alright,
That's a classic
here's a weird
video
hill
game.
to die on. I quite like Top Man. I feel like people hate this one, but I like
No, I agree. Listen,
Oh, yeah.
if he didn't have the roller skates, I think he'd be a lot weaker. But the roller skating just like completes, because he's Top Man. He's got to go speedy. He's got to do some spinning.
Oh, God.
His feet aren't gonna be top. Can you imagine that? If like his instead like his lower body was the top
cool.
and he was like a genie.
That'd be like his what's it called in 11 when they transform?
It's both kind of cool.
I feel like that'd be his.
The double
Goes
gear.
Full Tasmanian devil. I think I had one of those
Dang,
big Mega Man art
maybe ship it.
books, which is where you get most of the modern art of the Robot Masters, the ones you see, and beg your pardon, and the guy who drew it, I'm assuming his name escapes me, but he was like, for most of the new art, I wanted to draw them using their weapon, but I didn't want to draw Top Man just spinning with like 3 faces, so he's just kind of skating along.
So in Mega Man and Base, here's a fun fact: Mega Man and Base, all the Robot Masters have all the Robot Masters up to that point, which is everything before 9, essentially.
Yes.
Got like little info CDs about them. Top Man does not like a bad dancer.
Hey man,
if you are not good at
shaking it all
dancing, you are gone.
How it's done.
Let me show you how it's done. And his Robot Master quote, at least in the English translation, is literally,
like it.
"You spin me right round, baby." And so
he's an A for me.
Top Man's good.
Yeah. Last
Top
one
Man's
of Mega
A.
Man 3 is
Yeah.
Needle Man, who I'm kind of back and forth about. What do you think?
I think he's neat.
I wish his name was Spike
I think
Man.
that's as far
so
as
I
I
think
can
of
take Needle
needles. I
Man.
think of like thin sewing needles, but those are spikes. Like, come on.
His stage would be so much worse.
I'm thinking maybe a C.
I feel bad for his lack of hands, because unlike
You're
Sparkman,
right.
there's really no practical reason for it. Like Sparkman, at least he has the electricity.
Isn't
Needle
he,
Man
like,
just has
really
2
dumb in the
guns.
card? It's like
Needle
the
Man's like a
C-est
C
C I've
for
ever seen.
shark if I spelled it wrong.
Mega Man 4, these are kind of weird, but I like it because they're clearly made by a different guy. Because it's
Yeah.
Dr. Cossack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starting with Pharaoh Man, that's a solid design.
Oh, Fairman's so cool. Fairman's so
He's
fucking
nice.
cool. Fairman's my second favorite, just for context. He's so cool.
He's
like-
fucking awesome.
like,
He's
his little-
I'd give him. I'm feeling generous. I think he's an S.
He's an S. He's an easy S for me. He has like fire waves. The weapon you get from him is putting a giant sun above your head. That's cool. His official artwork, he's just like, look at me, I'm Pharaoh Man. What are you gonna do about it, boss?
What
You
are the
go
design-
into a
What are the
pyramid.
design changes? Sorry, you go on. Sorry.
You go into it. I'm just gushing. He's just cool. He is unironically just cool. In the cartoon, he just punches Mega Man in the face, and it's funny.
I was gonna say a design change. There's very few cartoon design changes that work, but one that does is giving Pharaoh Man his cape. I think that kicks
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, obviously that wouldn't have worked like on the NES for a number of reasons, but Fairman's cool.
Yeah, he's an easy S.
Easy
I
S.
think he's the big boy of this one, definitely.
Yeah, he's the hardest hitter.
Yeah. Drill Man, on the other hand,
Eh.
not much. He's like a C.
Drill Man is like, if I try to think of like generic Robot Master, I tend to think of Drill Man.
And it's like, yeah, it's a drill robot master. That's exactly what I
He has
picture. He
drills for
gets the
hands, a
job
drill for
done.
hand. His stage is in a cave. He shoots drills at you.
Yeah. I feel similarly about Ringman. I don't want to dwell on him. He's
He
fine.
has Ringman. It's like I feel like most of the Mega Man 4 cast has like a personality you could discern, but Ringman is just kind of Ringman. Out of
Yeah.
the entire Mega Man 4 cast, 6 of them were already made by Dr. Kozak, but 2 of them were designed still by Dr. Kozak with the exact desire to kill Mega Man. Baffingly, that's not a word. I can't speak English anymore. Uh-oh. It baffles me that Ringman is one of those 2.
Huh. Who? I'm guessing. Who's the other?
Skullman.
No, that makes
That one makes
sense.
it you make a robot that kills. Death guy. Easy. Make
Death
a robot
guy.
that kills. He throws the boomerang at you. He likes hula hoops. What?
Gotta go fast. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a C for me. It's fine.
I like the little ring on his head because I always imagined blowing bubbles through it.
I was just gonna say that. Ugh. Look at Ringman.
What a goof.
Speaking of bubbles, we have Dive Man, who this is another weird one. This is like a weird one that I'm actually kind of attached to. I think he's neat.
I have a bias against Dive Man because people mix him up with Hard Man. That's the only
I
reason.
can see that, but
that's not it's not a real bias. It's the bit. Dive Man's pretty alright. He takes a submarine motif. He tries to ram you.
Yeah, I kind of like when they kind of are like, we've kind of done this motif before. Like, there's been a water one, but he still has like, he's not a water weapon. He fires missiles. He just kind of has to do with the water, and I think that works in his favor.
Right, Dive Man's pretty cool.
Yeah. At the risk of being overly generous, I'm gonna pop him in A.
I'm gonna give him B, but that's respectable.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite in this one, and I just like that he has that very tight, compact look in the huge chest. I just think like I can glean a very dutiful naval personality from him.
Right.
Yeah. And speaking of water guys, here's Toadman.
Toadman. Poor Toadman. poor
no
Toadman.
Sunglasses. No sunglasses. Can't turn his hand into an anvil. It's like a D from no. I'm kidding.
Nice. Poor Toadman.
I feel like we had Snake Man, and that's intuitive enough, but now we're like, it's a slippery slope that you can't just make any animal a robot master.
I do like how, once again, talking about those Mega Man and Bass CDs, if I remember correctly, Snake Man's like is Toadman, and Toadman's dislike is Snake Man. Which is really funny to me.
That's hilarious.
Toadman's like, go away.
I don't know why that gets me so hard. I think he's cute, but I just don't want there to be like Grouse Man in Mega Man 440.
Grouse Man.
Just eating Alpaca Man. I don't know.
Well, that's where Mega Man X took over, for better or for worse.
Right, actually.
And it quickly turned to the worst.
I like his weapon too. I think the rain is neat.
The delay makes the screen wipe interesting. I just feel bad for his boss fight because it's the most abusable fight in the series.
He just dabs and you can get him.
Because all he does is he jumps at you if he's not charging up and you shoot at him, or he charges up. If you shoot him while he's charging up, he just stops. And it's the only way to stop yourself from dying, so I guess in theory that makes sense, but it just turns the boss fight into either luring him around the room or just shooting him in the chest while he dances.
Yeah. I'll give him like a B. I'll let him off pretty easy.
I'll give him a B for Brog.
Brog, Bud, Wiser. Skullman.
Skullman he's cool by default.
See, he's very, he's very defaultly cool. I'd like him way more if he was not in the same game as Pharaoh Man. That's my thing.
I think so. I like that his stage is made of bones. Don't know how he made that one.
Are they person bones or robot bones?
Very large bones, so I think they're just fake.
Yeah, that's fair. He's like, we can't
Um,
tell anyone I don't have bones.
no, he took all the bones in the world, every single one.
It's like we are. Gosh, I'd give it. He's like an A on his own, but there's a way cooler undead robot master with a purple bluish aura right there in the same game. So I'm not quite so sure.
I'll give you another fun fact about Skullman's boss fight in the
Sure.
meantime, is that
Yeah.
another AI quirk is that Skullman will not do anything until you do something first. So
That's a little bit cool.
you could just have the most intense staring contest in the world if you so desire it.
I can see that. He's just kind of like psyching you out. He won't even kind of maybe trick you into thinking he's dead. I like that. That pushes him up to A for me. I could roll with that.
I do also like that he has a skull on his skull head. It's like, I think we get this was a Dr. Wily commission. Like Kazak made it, but Wily's like, okay, I got an idea for you, buddy.
It's like Squidward adding his nose to the Michelangelo skating. This is the only flaw.
Oh, Lordy.
What's your rating for him?
Skullman's A. Skullman's an A.
All right. Skelling Man. How about Dust Man?
I have a soft spot for Just Man.
Me too.
He has the level of goofy design that I like. His face is completely overshadowed by the giant trash chute on his head.
I like, it would be easy to say, oh, his weapon is Dust Cloud or whatever, but the pile of junk, I think, is really neat.
Yeah, I like Dust Man.
Me too. I say B.
B or A for Dust, yeah.
Yeah. And here's a cute one, Bright Man.
Bright Man's fine.
I actually kind of like him, personally. I think it just kind of works.
He's a good design. He brought me frustration back in the day, but now I once again know how to cheese his boss fight. Turns out Mega Man 4 has a lot of easy to abuse AI. Whoopsie.
There's definitely a time when I would give him A. I think I'm gonna mellow out and say B for Bright Man.
I'd go low B for
Yeah.
Bright. B for Bright is too good to pass up.
He's still definitely no Elec Man.
That's true, but he doesn't try to be. He focuses more on like Flashman with like the time stop, despite it
That's
being
true.
you're just blinded and you're like, I can't move now, I can't see.
Ow!
Ah!
Yeah.
That's if the game came out today, that's what would happen.
Alright, Mega Man 5. So
5
we
is
got
where
Stone.
it starts to get very hit or miss with me.
Yeah, 5 has some good ones, but some strange ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Stone Man? Let's start there.
Stone Man's okay.
Yeah, it's enough where it's like, it's serviceable, it is what it is.
He gets the job done. I like
He's
his
not my
only
favorite.
real personality trait is that he likes guts, man.
I kind of like, I can see them as like workout buddies.
But like
Bruh.
he has like no like discernible personality other than that fact.
Yeah.
Like that's all they gave him. If they gave
I
me
think
Stone Man, I'd say, yep, that's Stone Man.
I'll be merciful and say low B.
Merciful, I grant you mercy, Stone Man, away from the pits of hell, where your weapon truly belongs.
How about you?
C.
Yeah, that's
C,
fair.
C for Stone,
almost
spelled with
there.
a C.
I'm almost there, but I kind of have a soft spot for the muscle guys. So
That's
I'm gonna go
fair.
a little high.
That's fair.
Yeah. But not for Napalm Man. I'm not crazy about this one.
I like him, but that's because I really like his boss fight.
Remind me kind of how it goes. I'm not as familiar with it.
So my favorite boss fights in Mega Man, for the most part, are the ones where they have 2 or 3 defined moves, but it's not in a direct pattern. You have to like react to what he does quickly. All Napalm Man does, if I remember correctly, he jumps around sometimes. He shoots napalm bombs in like a small arc in your direction, which explode when they hit the ground, and he shoots missiles directly in front of you, which you either need to jump or slide under. But it's fast-paced enough where it's all just about reacting to what he does, and I really like boss fights like that, so I always have a lot of fun fighting Napalm Man.
Yeah.
Design-wise, he's okay.
I think he's a bit much design-wise. I think that's where I'm mostly coming from.
I get
Like,
that.
he doesn't really look like a robot master, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, I guess he's kind of in the Needleman mold, but I just think he looks like way over. Like if he were in Mega Man 11, I think he'd fit a lot better. But like in Mega Man 5, I think he kind of sticks out.
Right. I get that. I give him a B.
I think he's like a C for
B
me. Another
for
weird.
boss fight.
Do you know the game Mega Man Battle and Chase?
I do. It's the racing game.
Yeah, so they have like a handful of robot masters, and it's the ones that's like, okay, Guts Man makes sense. Ice Man, you can give a little ice scooter. Spring Man is funny. Quick Man because it's a race, and then Napalm Man is in there for someone was like, well, I gotta be Napalm Man in this kart racer of all people.
You gotta rip bombs.
Yeah, he's like a C from me.
If only I could play someone who explodes. Yes.
Okay, alright, this is where I'm like, Gyro Man, give me a break.
Gyro Man's the most boring robot master in the world.
He's boring, and I don't really know what to make. Like, okay, I guess he's kind of a helicopter?
They could have put the blade more on his head, maybe. That maybe would
Yeah.
have worked better. Gyro Man's whatever. Gyro Man
I give
might
him
be...
he's
Gyro,
a D.
Gyro Man might be my least favorite, but not out of hatred, just out of complete and utter disinterest in him.
That's like all I'll really like. That's the worst I can say about a robot master, honestly. Because if they get me to hate them, that's at least an impression. I think this is the first D I'm handing out.
Yeah, Gyro Man's not cool. But maybe,
Sorry, Gyro.
Maybe if he was based off of the Greek food, he would be an A tier, though.
Falafel Man. Wait, no, that's Mediterranean.
Uh,
Tzatziki Man. All right.
it was Gyro. That was the.
Here's Starman. I also think he's just a bit much.
He's fine.
I'm at like a C.
I guess, yeah, C for Star. I guess that's the end of Star. Poor Starman. I'm done with him already.
I've got, forget it. Crystal Man. He's pretty cool.
He's still in C for me.
I'd bump him up to B. I think his design is like sleek. I kind of wish Flash Man was more like this.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. He looks cool, but that's meh.
Yeah. Here's Wave Man.
Poor Mega Man 5.
I know. It feels
like
they
his
took qualities. They blended Bubble Man and Dive Man, but didn't really keep anything that neat about either.
I think, understandably so, they were trying, like, new things, because, like, well, we're on the 5th game, we're still on the NES, what could we do? I like his little breathing apparatus. I like his...
Sorry, you go.
I like his harpoon gun.
That's a cool touch. I kind of wish...
I wish
he's got, like, kind of a... Sorry.
Did more with it, because his fight, he just kind of shoots the harpoons and says, water from the ground now. It's like, he could have done more wave.
I kind of wish they leaned more into, like, the King Triton angle they seem to vaguely have.
Right.
Because I feel like that would set him apart more from, like, Bubble Man, because they both have, like, the scuba thing going on.
Right, that would have been more interesting if he had, like, a trident or something like that.
Like
I guess they did that later. Oh, beard, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Robot beard, completely pointless, but it's an aesthetic we respect.
A pointy, probably.
Ah, yes.
Yes. He's like a C for me.
Yeah, they're all still in C.
Next is easily my favorite though, Gravity Man.
Gravity Man saves this game.
Yeah.
Cause
I think he's on like the cover of 5 because I think they knew he was like the big winner.
Like his design is very simple because like how do we convey gravity? But he just has the coolest gimmick. You go upside down. That's cool. Even in his boss fight, all he does, his only attack is casually shooting at you, which does nothing, or he tries to ram himself into you as he switches you're in his gravity.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta flip up and down.
Apparently, according to this low-res screenshot we're looking at, he has a G on his belt, and I respect the dedication. Gravity Man's an A for me.
I feel like he'd be an A most days. I almost want to give him S because most of his flunkies are just so middling. But I think, acknowledging that, I'll say he's A.
Gravity Man's cool.
Yeah. And now we have Charge Man.
Oh, I do like Charge Man because he goes just over the top enough for me. In a land in a land of Wave Man and Crystal Man, Charge Man's just like, no, I am the train.
You're right.
Like
I love
Gyroman's
the
is like, I got a
idea.
helicopter on my back. Chargeman's like, you weak fool, I am the engine that I am named after. I'm not even named after it,
you
actually. I go a step beyond.
you are like little baby. Watch this.
And then he says choo choo and tries to ram into you.
See, I was going to be a bit critical of how on the nose he is, but you've actually really won me over when you put it that way.
He fits the goofy charm that I like. Like the other Mega
Yeah.
Man 5 masters, they're like Stone Man's a fine, but they don't have like the goofy aspect. Chargeman's like, no, I'm a train, and that is how I am, and I
6-year-old
respect
boys.
it.
Dr. Wily's the 6-year-old boy who got one train set for his birthday, for his 6th birthday, and made it his whole personality.
Nah, it's in the basement.
Alright. Mega Man 6. These guys are super weird because of the plot device that they each come from a different country.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that.
Also, a fun
Sorry,
fact before we get into it is while a lot of Robot Masters are based on like fan submissions, Mega Man 6 is the only one where every single Robot Master was part of a contest, which also I think is why they come from different countries. I don't actually remember if they were made in different countries, but they're all fan made.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
And Mega Man 6 almost wasn't released in the United States because the NES was on like its last legs, and Capcom was like, it's not worth it. But Nintendo said, no, Nightman was made by some guy in California, and he will see the product of his labor.
That's nice. That would suck. It's like, you get to have your Robot Master in Mega Man, but you don't get to fucking play it.
Was not released in Europe for the longest time, though, unfortunately. But
oh, and that is where Nightman is from.
that is, but I think it was made by someone from the United States.
I see. And the first of that set is Yamato Man.
See, Mega Man 6 is maybe a little bit... It kind of pulls a punch out where I'm like, maybe this is stereotypical, but it kind of hits them all. So...
That's kind of where I'm at. And I think there's a difference between a caricature of, like, a cultural warrior and a caricature of a culture, which Mega Man 6 is definitely guilty of down the line.
Right.
But I don't think Yamato Man is quite... Like, I mean, if there was Samurai Man, I don't think it'd be...
I mean, it took 6 games for Japan to finally do the Japan stage.
True.
But I do like
stand out. Yeah, he doesn't stand out crazily to me, but I think he's fine. I think he's like a B.
He's a B. He's a perfectly fine warrior guy.
Yeah. Okay, Tomahawk Man.
No.
I don't know if he'd be made today.
I do not think so. Fun fact, in his Mega Man and Bass CDs, where he has a quote, yes, he is still racist.
What is he... Does he say something?
He's just like, his quote's like, me Tomahawk Man, me fight. And it's like, oh.
Guys, the Washington Redskins of Robot Master. I might give him the obligatory racist D. I don't know if I want to be caught.
Tomahawk Man, if you weren't racist, you could almost not be too. They went too far.
If I learned that the fan who happened to submit Tomahawk Man is indeed an indigenous person, then I think it'd be okay, but I'm almost positive that's a stretch.
That's probably not the case, but if it is, then okay. Tentative rating to be determined.
Yeah, but you know what's not racist? Horse. Oh, yeah, okay. Centaur Man.
It's not it is true. Centaur Man, not racist. I do not care for him though.
I remember being a little surprised, like, okay, Centaur Man. I wonder what he's got. And it's like, oh, he really is just a whole ass horse, huh?
He is just a centaur with a gun hand.
Yeah. I think like once that novelty wears off, there's not much going on.
His stage is kind of bland. He could teleport for some reason. That's kind of cool. I don't know why. Don't know why he can. He's a horse, but that's okay.
I wonder if it's just because he's so cumbersome and huge. That's the only way he can actually like get around in a fight.
He does gallop towards you as well, though. So
yeah,
cool concept, but he needed like an actual weapon. I feel like, which in Mega Man 6, where half the cast has weapons, was probably a little hard.
Yeah,
like if they gave like a like a fantasy like bow and arrow or something.
That
Actually,
would make a lot of
they
sense.
did give him an arrow weapon in Mega Man the Power Fighters or the Power Battles, one or the other, which is an
Oh,
arcade boss rush essentially. They did
I'm
give
not
him an
familiar with
arrow
that one.
weapon.
Yeah,
So
I'll give him a generous B.
I give him a C. They gave him that
Yeah,
bow and arrow, he'd go up in the main
yeah,
games.
yeah.
He just needs a little more than he has.
I agree. We got Plant Man. I don't really got much on this one.
He's all right. I'm impressed by how they made his sprite work. From like a
Yeah,
technical
yeah.
standpoint, there's like a ton of layers that make Plant Man physically work on the NES since he has so many colors.
Colors are
But
a bit garish, but I suppose that is the idea.
Plant Barrier is kind of bad. And outside
I'll,
of that, he just has a generic Buster. So
I'll give him he's like a C, a step above Woodman.
yeah, he's a C. I wouldn't put him in D or anything lower.
How about Windman? You think he makes some good YouTube videos? Maybe as a good friend? I don't know.
No, he's okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
it really.
I mean, obviously, I think you have good things to say about Windman.
So what's weird about because Windman, uh, is what I'm kind of known as because that was my first online handle. The thing is, I remember like making that first YouTube channel and going through like trying to just make a username with a Robot Master because I was big into Mega Man at the time. And I think Windman was like the fifth I settled on because so many were taken. So Windman was never like particularly my favorite, but out of sheer luck, he's kind of become one that's like really resonated with me. So I kind of like him, even though his hat is goofy. I think the big turbine shoulders are really good.
I
I
think
think
it's a
he's the
natural step from Airman.
totally. He kind of looks like his Pokemon evolution, like one step over. His color scheme is really good. I think a lot of the Mega Man 6 ones have just this very garish, like mixed blatching of colors. But I think his like soft orange, green, and white is really, really good. I think I'll give him
Um,
an A, just out of my soft spot for
and he
him.
fits. He definitely like represents the country he's part of without being overbearing about it too.
Yeah,
Because I
he's
think
China.
yeah, Windman's China, but the braid is like the most you get from that, I believe.
Yeah.
There's pandas in his stage, but like Windman himself, he keeps it easy. He's just a robot that was made in this culture. He's not. I am all of China. Ha!
Totally, yeah. And, do you have a final ranking for him?
uh, Windman's C or B. I feel like.
I dare you. I can live with that. Nightman.
Oh, but Nightman though, it's the freest, cool idea of all time. Whatever Robot Master is
Totally.
a medieval knight.
It's
Done.
totally the one where you just say the name and 10-year-old you is like, oh!
I was what it was the same day. I died to Woodman, and it was totally legal website with like the first 6 Mega Man games on it, and I'm like, let me just click on. I'm like, there's a Nightman. I'm going there.
Yeah, the mace works super well. His design is sleek and cool as hell. It's just this is an easy A.
Yeah. Nightman is so cool. He's A. I would almost say S, but I'll keep him leveled in A.
Yeah. How about Flame Man?
I do like Flame Man. I think.
Yeah, I think it's nice that he's associated with the Middle East's oil culture, and is also very dangerous to it because he's fire. But I see where they're connecting the dots there. I don't know if the turban is in great taste,
I'm
but
not.
I don't. It's not Tomahawk Man.
I think his Mega Man base CD does not make him racist, so I can check. But I think I do like Flame Man's a B. I think his stage theme. What I do like about Flame Man is that he does his stage theme like captures that feel of like the culture in a way that Mega
Yeah,
Man stage themes like usually can't do. And it's a unique. I just really like Flame Man's song. I think that's why I like him so much.
I give him a B too. I think he does. He gets the job done. Do we like him more than Fireman?
I do like him more than Fireman.
I think so, but not as much as Heat Man. I think we're on the same page.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
agree.
And then Blizzard Man.
Blizzard Man, I like his skis.
The skis are. If he didn't have the skis, he'd be
If
pretty boring. But the
if he didn't
skis
have the
sell
skis,
it.
he wouldn't be a winner. But the skis just make him a good take on an ice robot master, who we
And
technically
he's
haven't seen
Canadian.
since Iceman.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. We get a couple in the later ones, but this is the first since Iceman.
Yeah, we get a lot more ice later on, but
He's Canadian too, and I like that. I like when Canada is like we need a harsh, cold tundra country. I don't know Canada.
no Russia today.
No. uh,
But
I'll give him like a B.
I give Blizzard
For
a B.
Blizzard. You ready for Mega Man 7?
I'm always ready for Mega Man 7, where we hit the Super Nintendo game system. That's not
Always
what it's
ready.
called.
Always ready for Mega Man 7, said no whenever, because it's kind of only okay.
It's fine.
It's for
But
a transitionary. It's pretty good.
This isn't me.
I'll give
This
it an
isn't
8.
me critiquing the games. This is me critiquing the robots.
True. Okay, so one of the designers read one X-Men comic and made Slash Man.
It's
Is
Slash
Wolverine
Man's he's missing something. Something's
Maybe,
missing
like-
with Slash Man. I can't tell you what it is.
it's like a B.
He's a C for me. Maybe a D. I don't know. I'm missing a
That's
little
fair.
punch with Slash Man.
Does he maybe need a projectile?
I don't know. I think it's the design. Something about it.
Mm,
Maybe it's too much
I
hair.
couldn't tell you. The design comes together pretty well for me. I just don't feel like I can glean very much, like, I don't know, personality.
He's angry.
He's Angie. He's Wolf. He goes, Bub, snick it, Bub.
Maybe it's because his boss fight sucks, because he just like spends half the fight up in the ceiling dropping goop on you.
Yeah,
So when you think Slash Man, you think goop.
that's true. Goop Man.
Goop.
Yeah. Alright, and now we have so many ice ones, I get them confused. Is this Freeze Man?
This is Freeze Man.
Freeze Man. He sucks. Like, the others are so much better.
I like that they tried to make him more like a Quick Man type instead of the goofier types.
I suppose.
He poses. I don't really care. He's okay.
Weak to trash.
Freeze is
He's like a D for me.
Freeze gets like a C, I think, but
We're in the second half now, so I'm about to like. I'm
You're
like,
about
you
to-
get a D. You
Yeah,
get a D.
gone. Spring Man.
I like- Spring Man, I think, is kind of fun.
He's goofy. I do respect him for being goofy.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite of these, which isn't saying a ton because I don't really like these.
I have one I like a lot, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I'll give him
Spring
like
Man-
an A.
I'll give him a B. I like his. I like
Alright.
that he uses the springs to do like an extendable punch. I do
Oh,
like that
yeah.
about him.
He should be in Arms DLC.
He should. The name is the same.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's
that's
a,
right.
He's a better spring man than the one in the game.
That it's settled. All right, First Man. What even really? So he's got bombs.
Burst Man is cool, but no, he's not. But he is. Burst Man's concept. He has bubble bombs. He puts bombs in bubbles and
Right.
pushes the bubbles towards you. But why is he a sandcastle?
Oh, that's what he's okay. Because I never once looked at his design and remembered what he did because it's just so generic looking.
That's why he's
Even
got like the
though-
bubbles on his chest, like the two round. Like that's the most he fits his aesthetic. And I like the idea of here's a bubble. I put a bomb in it. It's coming at you. But his stage is a science lab. There's no beach in sight. Why is he a sandcastle?
I like the weapon as well.
Like,
I
he's a-
remember that one. I just
like,
can
he's a-
never remember it's his.
Like he's a science guy, but nothing in his design accurately represents that fact.
I think I'm gonna slap a D on him just for that inconsistency. Like he's all over the place.
I like everything except for Burstman's design.
Yeah.
So he could get a D. We'll get to the opposite of that in a hot minute.
Here's Cloud Man.
He certainly is that. He is the genie kind of thing that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's kind of like a genie.
Except he's kind of more of a nerd. Mega Man 7 has the Mega Man X problem with his boss fight, where if you use a weakness against the boss, they're just done.
Yeah.
Like, you use Danger Up on Cloudman, he goes through a long animation, and then you do it again until he's dead.
I like the concept a little more than the execution. Something about it He kind of has Sesame Street eyes.
Um, yeah, his stage is kind of just Airman, but Airman.
Like a C.
The first half has like a cool weather changing thing, but then it's kind of dropped. And Cloudman, the most he does with it is put wind, which is neat. I like that he could summon wind, but
It's kind of nice, yeah.
He's a C.
How about Junkman?
I don't care about Junkman. He's very large.
I think Dustman does his idea a little better.
I like his claw hand, but
Yeah,
that's kind of it.
I kind of want to give him a B just because I think there's like at least I'm not outright like I can tell what's going on with him.
Yeah,
contrary to,
I
like,
can't go
First
higher
Man.
than C for Junkman. I don't know what it is. Something about it. I just don't care about him.
No, that's reasonable. And this is I always get because there's Nitro Man later.
This is Turbo. Turbo
It's
Man,
Turbo
I like.
Man.
Turbo Man, I like his design and hate everything else about him.
I like his level and
His level is trash. His weapon is trash. His boss fight's not fun. Fuck Turbo Man. But he looks cool. He got the shades and like he has the checker print on his head. That's cool. But he's also trash in every other aspect.
Isn't his weapon just like a kick?
His weapon is Scorch Wheel.
What's it? Oh, you get to like kick out a wheel? Is that it?
You get a fire wheel around you that you shoot forward. Fun fact, it's the worst weapon in the game, bar none. Seven's weapons are pretty good, except Turbo Man's weapon is useless. Because it's like a shield that kind of protects you that you shoot forward, but it's slow, and Junkman has a shield that's really good, and everyone else has projectiles that work.
Huh.
Even Springman has a janky spring, but it hits things like in a weird arc that you couldn't hit otherwise. So it has a purpose. Turbo Man, he looks cool, but that's as far as I could take him. He's a D.
Yeah. I'll give him a C, because I don't have the same... Like, you've talked me into it. Like, I would have given him a B, probably, but you've talked me into
Damn, I've ruined your life.
No, it's not like... Yeah. I kind of like... I like that Turbo Man is the superhero in Jingle All the Way, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It's
Like, I'll
the
get
same
Turbo
one.
Man for Jamie. The one where he has to, like, get the toy for his kid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's Turbo Man.
Mega Man 7 with the frickin'... They're going into
References.
other places. You got Wolverine,
And,
you got Arms.
And Sesame Street, because here's Shade Man.
I do like Shade Man.
I do like him, too. He's actually pretty cool.
He sticks to his aesthetic and he makes it work. His entire stage is gothic. He's just a vampire robot. That's cool.
They had, like, one shot at a vampire robot master. Like, you can't rehash that. And I
There's
think
like
they spent it pretty well.
yeah, there's like a gothic like Dr. Wily portrait in his stage.
That's awesome, yeah.
I don't know if you know that if you hold the B button on the stage select theme, Shade Man's theme will be replaced by the Ghouls and Goblins theme.
Oh, that's cool.
Shade Man, everything's in Shade Man. Shade Man's really good.
I think what really propels him for me is that he still looks just goofy enough. Like, they didn't go full cool guy with him, like I think some would. But he's still a bit cartoony, but he still really sells everything about him.
Shade Man's an A.
Yeah, A for me.
Shade Man is the pinnacle of Mega Man 7, without a doubt.
No, I agree. Alright, we're gonna go there to, like, I'm warning you, full apathy hours. We're in Mega Man 8 now. I think all these guys are total jabronis.
Mega Man 8 has voice acting, so I could comment on that, too.
Okay. Let's start with Aquaman, not the DC superhero, but the robot master.
But you could call me Handsome Guy!
What I don't get, like, I remember seeing Aquaman's artwork. He's kind of, tipping his hat and looking down at you. And I'm like, oh, this is a big one. Then you come in and he's, like, probably up to your knee.
Yeah, Aquaman's not very big. I like that his hat is a water tube. Big apathy hours is the true statement here.
He's not Bubble Man, he's not Dive Man, he's not even Wave Man, and that's saying something.
Aquaman's D.
Yeah, I agree.
Aquaman's
I think
D.
also, the voice does none of them any favors, and this is no small exception.
I have one, but I'll get there when we get there. Once again, there's the one saving grace.
I might know this one, but we'll get there.
You probably do.
Is this Astro Man?
That is Astro Man.
This
That is,
he gets so blown out of the water by Galaxy Man later that I can't even bring
it's
myself to care.
he's pretty. I like his design, but he does get blown out of the water.
Yeah.
He shoots
I'll be-
meteors. He's very timid for some reason. Don't really understand that
I guess if you,
personality trait.
I guess if you like stay in space your whole life, you don't have to deal with other people.
I like it. So Mega Man and Base, jumping the gun. Mega Man and Base is a spin-off that uses a lot of assets from Mega Man 8 on the Super Nintendo, and Astro Man and Tengu Man both return in that game. And I believe, not counting Game Boy games, they're the only Robot Masters to do that. And they have a completely new weapon, boss fight, everything. I like Astro Man a little bit more there, if only because before you fight him, there's like a big like hologram that has like 3, 2, 1, go! And I like that he's hyping himself up for his own boss fight.
That's a little bit cute.
And his weapon, you could like he summons like clones of himself. He's a little cooler than Base.
That's a little cooler.
I
don't think I'm gonna kick him. I'm not gonna kick him into the pit, so I'm gonna give him like a C.
Yeah, Astro Man's a C.
Alright. Here's Swordman, who's just kind of a lesser Nightman.
He's lesser. He's okay. I like his stage concept a lot, but he's okay. I like that he has a fire sword. He has that going for him.
That is kind of cool.
Weirdly, his body splits in half, which kind of I feel like they could have done actual cool things with his sword instead of splitting his body in half.
Does he use the sword to do that? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think he just splits himself in two. He's just a generic honor. He's like, well, good fight, Mega Man, and that's like all. He calls
himself Swordsman, even though his name is clearly Swordman.
Pronunciation is hard, as I just said that word like that. I'm no better than Swordsman.
I kind of like to think he's like officially Swordman, but he like insists that he's Swordsman.
He's like, no, I got more than one sword.
Yeah. They're all at home.
Just believe me. Apparently, the lore is that he exists to hold a sword that Dr. Wily stole.
Oh, what the fuck?
Apparently. If that's true, then thank the Lord for Sword, man. I do like his stage. His stage does make me happy, because the first half, so Mega Man 8 is one of the games where you need to do one half first and the other half later. But Swordman actually takes advantage of this, because the first half of the stage is like a temple ruins that with challenges that uses your first 4 special weapons, like to navigate like the ruins.
Right.
And that's a cool concept, but Swordman himself is he's a C, because I like some things about him.
C for me as well.
But not enough.
So Blizzard Man is probably my favorite of these, but that's saying next to nothing.
Frostman?
Frostman. Oh, see, I told you. A lot of nice ones.
We got a lot of robots. It's Frost. He's very big.
Yeah, he's got like a abominable snowman thing going on, and I think that's a little bit neat.
For some reason, his personality is Lenny from Mice and Men. Don't know why they went with that one.
Oh, I don't like that. That's a little sad.
He's just like, I'm Frostman. And like, he's like, I crush you now. It's like, why though?
It's already sad enough that we have to kill the Robot Masters, because most of them didn't choose this path.
Well, they get better.
Yeah, you can rebuild them.
I think so. I don't know. Depends on your canon.
I like to think they could just get rebuilt and they're better.
That's the
Not
dream.
Gyro Man though.
Gyro Man can stay in the pit.
Yeah. Are we forgetting anyone? And like Napalm Man just has a helicopter blade for no reason. Nope, I think we're okay.
I think we're good.
I'll give him like a B.
He's still in C. I'm rolling C's all around the board.
Yeah. Okay, Search Man. I have no idea what to even make of this guy.
So he's a sniper, but they gave him 2 heads for some reason, instead of focusing on the sniper part about him.
And he's called Search Man, I guess, because you gotta search for someone to
searching
snipe
for
them.
his target. Like he's all about like hunting you from the bushes. But
so why
does he have 2 heads?
I guess that might behoove you if you're hunting, but it could also absolutely be to your detriment.
It just kind of takes away from anything they could have added to his design, because they wanted to give him 2 heads.
Is it like a play on Headhunter?
I have no idea. I could not tell you. Let me look up the Searchman CD. I wonder if I could learn any some info.
He's riding on a D for me right now, just for the sheer confusion.
I'm with you. He could have been so much cooler.
Yeah. How about Tengu Man?
Eh.
My problem with Tengu Man is he looks more like a Gundam than a Mega Man robot.
He's just weird. I don't really know why he's here.
I guess if I was more familiar with the mythology of Tengus, I might be able to glean something, but I'm a stupid American,
that's probably the case. We're both stupid Americans.
Yeah.
So I think we're missing the joke here, or the point.
I'll give a benefit of the doubt C.
Yeah, he could stay in C.
Yeah.
He has a cool dash attack and base, so
yeah,
we got that going for him. But
can't get by with just dash attacks. Need substance. You need eat healthy. I don't know. Here's the one. Here's our boy.
I do like Grenade Man.
Grenade Man!
Grenade Man is why the voice acting of Grenade is not the worst thing ever, because Grenade Man is terrible voice acting, but it's hammy enough where I don't care. Most of these guys are just like, I am Sword Man. I was like, I will fight you now. Grenade Man's just like, I'm going to blow up!
Say hello to my juke bombs!
And when you kill him, he's just like, that felt good! He's so happy. Like, oh
the design, the design kind of works. He's just a big ass grenade with arms and legs.
I do like Grenade Man. Grenade Man's a B or A for me. He's my saving grace in Mega Man 8.
I think I'm gonna stick him in C.
That's valid.
Yeah, but I see. Yeah, he's appealing.
He brings me joy. Unlike.
Who's this clown?
Oh no. Clown Man was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Bounce Man improves on anything Clown Man wanted to be. I know that's kind of a stretch, but
it's not even a bad idea. It's just like, why does he have stretchy arms? Why does he grapple? Why does he have electric hands? Like, he's not.
So he can get you.
He's not really a clown.
You could have given him like prank-based weapons, like some Joker-style razor cards, or like a flower with water. Give him like a flower with water and water balloons, and make him the water guy instead of Aquaman.
Yeah, actually do that.
Yeah.
I just don't know why he's Clown Man. I don't get it.
Isn't it a thing, like, Japanese don't find clowns as stereotypically scary as Americans?
I could believe it.
Because I think it was like, when, there was an interview about arms, and they were like, all the Japanese staff thought Lola Pop was cute, and all the Americans thought she was scary.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So, I don't know what that has to say about Clown Man, but maybe they thought he'd be really cute.
Maybe they thought clowns... Oh, wait, Clown Man has long arms. Lola Pop has long arms. Maybe they
Well, everyone in arms
Maybe they
arms.
I know, but maybe they just think clowns have long arms always.
I guess Pennywise can have long arms.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, clowns are creepy, because we imagine them, like, grabbing children, so I think that's where the long arms come from.
Why is Clown Man here? Clown Man's an enigma. I don't know. I can't put him in a tier. I just don't know.
I'll just give a run-of-the-mill C. And
I give a run-of-the-mill D of mystery.
Unsolved. Okay, we're coming back to some good stuff, though. Oh, wait, no. Well, here's Mega Man in Base.
You don't know about this one. I threw this one at you.
Yeah, you're going to have to help me here.
So Mega Man in Base is, as I said, a spin-off game released at the very tail end of the Super Nintendo, where you can play as Mega Man or Base. The level design is not very good because they're all designed with Base in mind, when that's not a good idea. But I like the Robot Master design a lot more than 8. It uses a lot of assets from 8. Like, each Robot Master fits, like, the same aesthetic of an 8 Master. But for the most part, I feel like it does it better. Like Cold Man, who's a fridge, and I love him. Because he's so goofy.
Oh, that's kind of neat. I was looking at him, and I was like, because he's, like, vaguely green, I was like, is this some kind of, like, radioactive plasma man or something?
No.
But a fridge is a cool... I actually, like I say that...
He's just a fridge.
It kind of reminds me of the fridge Kirby in the N64 one.
Yeah. And his
Yeah.
weapon, he has like an interesting take. His weapon is literally called Ice Wall. It is just a pillar of ice you summon right in front of you, and it blocks shots. You could push it forward. You could ride on it as it goes forward. It's a very interesting take on it, and I like him a lot. And he has a killer bass line in his song. Like Mega Man 8's music makes me snore, and bass soundtrack, it's bopping.
I'll give him like an A.
Actually, Coleman's an S. I love him a lot, but I understand an A for you. But
Yeah, that's Cold Man. Okay. Who's our fiery guy here?
this is Burner Man. He lives in the forest because he wants to burn it down.
Oh boy.
He is absolutely psychotic. Let me find a picture for you, because the picture you're looking at doesn't show you exactly. But Burner Man is out of his mind. That said,
He's this guy.
his stage is absolutely terribly designed, and his boss fight is bullshit. But he is cool.
I'll settle for B for him. I can glean a lot.
B for Burner, I feel.
Yeah. He definitely has that whole Bakugo vibe. He's kind of some firefighter vibes going on. I'll take it.
He's just out of his mind. And I appreciate
alright,
that.
so yeah. So this is Pirate Man.
Yes, and he's just a pirate. Then goddamn if I can't complain about that.
This is what a pirate man would look like.
Dude, he's a pirate. Yeah. It's like Nightman. It's like pirates are cool.
Yeah. I think with my newfound fondness of Dive Man, I noticed his CD and he dislikes Pirate Man.
Oh, I did not remember that. That does make sense. Dive Man is probably a good sailor. Pirate Man is a pirate who just pirate things.
Yeah. I'll give him a B.
I give him a B. He doesn't hit the same spot that Nightman hits, but he's still cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Groundman's okay. That's a Ground Man, by the way, down there.
Ground Man.
He's a little much.
Yeah, it's kind of like okay, we've had Drill Man, and now this is just kind of.
He could turn into like a drill car, by the way, but it's too much. I don't know.
It's like a C.
His stage, like Swordman, is like a temple thing, but Groundman's like a C, maybe a D. Yeah.
Not much going there.
Now, Magic Man is what Clown Man could have been and should have been.
I agree. I quite like this one.
I love Magic Man. He throws the weapon you get from him is Magic Card, where you just throw like a card through a wall, and it acts as a boomerang. And
so it can go through walls and it can come back to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it can pick up
really
items,
cool.
and that's the magic. It can pick up items as well.
I see.
And like when his boss fight starts, like a spotlight like surrounds him, like the screen goes black, except for Magic Man.
That's really cool.
He basically is the aesthetic that Clown Man could have been, but for some reason Clown Man is electric with grabby arms, while Magic Man is a stage magician robot master.
I'm into it. I'll give him a B.
I give Magic Man an A. I respect him for keeping to his guns.
Totally, yeah. I like him a lot. No one's quite matched up to Cold Man, because like the realization he was a fridge just like blew my mind a bit. Because I think that's the cool thing. That's like the sweet spot for Robot Masters, is that you can really clearly tell how they integrated into everyday life and why they're dangerous like now.
Coldman is weirdly specific in which he's not just a fridge, he's a fridge to store dinosaur DNA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but I like the attention to detail.
I like it. And this last fella.
This last one is Dynamo Man.
I'm not gleaning much.
He's kind of just like Sparkman on crack.
Yeah, I'm not feeling a ton. I think he's.
He like heals during the boss fight, which is infuriating, by the way.
Oh,
like, it's a cool idea, but like he hooks himself up to like a pod and starts gaining health until you knock him out. Which is, I like his little satellite arm. Maybe a B, but probably a C.
It's a C for me.
But
yeah, this is a pretty good set. Like I walked into it like, these guys remind me of Mega Man 8, but you've talked me into most of them.
They for the most part, I think Groundman and Dynamo are the weaker ones. And
Yeah.
Tengu and Astro are still there, but they're a little bit better than they were in 8. Especially helps that there's no voice acting because it's on the Super Nintendo once again. But they're just able to accomplish better what the 8 Masters were not. Though I would
Right.
swap Ground for Sword, and Sword would have probably had a better showing in a smaller game.
I could roll with that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Solid set there. Now we're back to a set that I really like. Is this era of like 9, 10, 11-ish, kind of the revival era, if you will.
Right.
We got Concrete Man.
I feel like Concrete Man is just Guts Man, but better.
Oh, yeah, I like that they kind of took something they had. Oh, we haven't done like Concrete yet, and that like works. And again, it's like you can see how this guy fit in before everything went to shit. And
Right.
he's got that tough guy aesthetic. I don't know if I'm quite at an A, but I do like him.
I
he's
think Concrete's B. I'd keep him at B.
yeah,
But
that's a good spot for
the
him.
9 Masters once again were made by Dr. Light specifically, which
I see.
hasn't happened just Dr. Light since Mega Man 1.
Wow, that's kind of fun.
So, because the plot of Mega Man 9, for those who don't know, is that once again Dr. Wily is a scumbag. But this time, a lot of Light's robots go crazy. Wily's like, yep, Dr. Light is evil now. Here's video footage of it that's clearly fake. Donate to my bank account to help me put Light in jail. That's the plot. And Light's like, hello, and gets put in prison until you, like, clear his name.
Dr. Light is canceled.
Dr. Riley really just like, donate to my bank account, please. And I will.
My Kickstarter, where our stretch goal is kick Dr. Light's ass. Tornado Man just looks like slightly better Gyro Man, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's the good. I like Tornado Man. They tried to make him like the cool one of the game.
Mm-hmm.
His stage theme is really good. I like that when he jumps, his lower half turns into a tornado. Once again, the genie thing.
Oh yeah.
It comes full circle. He does do that. He's better than Gyro Man. He's very simple. He's Gyro Man, but good. He's not great because while he's the cool one, they don't have CDs anymore because this is after in base. So the personalities are just like little snippets we get from like lore books or whatever, which isn't a lot.
Right.
But Tornado Man even then has nothing going for him. But he looks cool, so I'll give him a low B.
He's like a C for me. No ill will, but
Yeah.
not my fit. Now Splash Woman, on the other hand, I'm extremely fond of.
Wow, we got female representation. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, and you joke, but I think being the one girl robot master makes her really distinct, but I think what really makes her work is that she still looks like she could fit into Mega Man 1 and wouldn't even like stand out. I think that's what really like they could have made it's the first girl and there's a bunch of bells and whistles, but she's straightforward. You get the idea, and I think that really
And
works.
it could have been like girl character makeup, and it's like no, it's just a mermaid, which like that's a thing.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. And she does have the trident that Wave Man did not.
Yeah, get on it, Wave Man.
She summons fish to attack you in her boss fight. Splash Woman's
oh
good.
yeah, I like her boss fight a lot. She
Splash
like,
Woman's
goes
pretty
back
good.
and forth. I think she's an S.
I wouldn't put her on S, but she's a B or A.
That's
Probably a low A for Splash Woman.
Yeah, she's totally one of my favorites, though. I'm sure I'm not the only degenerate on the internet who says that, but respect. Remind me of this one's name. It's definitely not Plug Man.
It is Plug Man, my friend.
I was like, is this Bolt Man and it's not Spark Man?
It is Plug Man.
You could have named him something a little better than that.
Plug Man's okay. I do like his canon personality. Once again, the little snippet from the lore book is that he is just a weeaboo.
That's fun.
That's all he is. He just likes TV and anime.
That I can see that. I'm a little back and forth. It's kind of like Charge Man, where it's like I like the idea. I'm just not quite sure about how on the nose he is.
Yeah, he doesn't go as far as Charge Man does because a plug is just smaller than a train.
Yeah.
So he
I'll give him
doesn't.
a.
I give him a B.
Me too. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him. Here's Jewel Man.
Jewel Man. Jewel Man's stage is trash. By the way, let me get that out of the gate. Jewel Man. I like him better than Crystal Man. I think a lot of Mega Man 9 is like the natural. It seems to be Mega Man 5 a lot actually, but
Right.
he has more.
Oh yeah.
Crystal Man is just like orbs. Jewel Man's just like I glitter on my head and on my chest, and like you could tell with like the almost nothing you get from him in the game that he is just like, oh, I'm so fabulous or whatever.
Yeah, I like the pink. That's my favorite color for Jewels. It's like a C for me. I'm just not getting a lot.
Yeah, he's a C overall, but I do appreciate him. But it doesn't get much farther than that.
Yeah. How about Hornet Man?
I do like Hornet Man quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's not one of my favorites, but he shoots bees, and you get to shoot bees when you beat him, and that's so good.
You gonna get the dogs, or the bees, or the dogs with bees who, when they bark, they shoot bees at you?
The bees are coming.
I think I read somewhere Hornet Man was almost the female before they decided to make a Splash Woman.
There's concept art of old Mega Man 9 concept art. Splash Woman was originally Ocean Man, take you by the hand, lead you to the land. And Hornet Man was originally Honey Woman. Who was essentially.
I think they made the right call.
I think I agree they did, because a lot of people like Honey Woman, and it's a good design. But Splash Woman over Ocean Man was the way to go. We could have had both.
And I think it kind of makes sense, because it's male bees who are the worker bees, too.
Right. Well, technically it's hornets, but that's besides.
Oh, hornets, yeah.
That's
but hornets don't make honey, and those are definitely honeycombs.
Dr. Light's fake.
Yeah, some scientist he is.
This is why he's in jail.
Next he's gonna tell me spiders are bugs.
Dr. Wily saw that and was just like, I don't think so. You've gone too far.
Yeah. He's a solid B for me.
He's a B. Oh shit!
I got myself with that one.
Instant kill.
I didn't even realize as I said.
Can we get the wasted screen over that?
You are dead.
I walked into it right after you did.
He likes jazz.
Now he's an A.
Alright. Magma Man.
He's okay. He's like Fireman but better, but
for like the
fifth
fire one. For like the 5th or 6th fire one, he's fine, but he's probably my least favorite. He's on the lower end of this bunch.
I like that he's got the 3 things, and that kind of mirrors his weapon, which is 3 fireballs, but that's stretching it.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like Fireman again. He's C, I guess.
C. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Now this guy!
Galaxy Man!
Galaxy Man's an instant S.
Yeah.
I'm not...
He's probably closer to A for me, but I do really like him.
He's a UFO guy. He looks so happy, like in the game itself. Like he's not one color. He flashes colors. He's a rainbow of colors. He has a black hole. He turns into a UFO. Oh, dude, he's so fun.
He's awesome. I like him a lot.
Galaxy Man's just fun.
He also, the red against the black is like very ominous, and I kind of like the, oh, he's cute and he's smiling, but he's probably gonna fuck your shit.
He's about to suck you into a black hole, and his stage theme is so catchy. Galaxy Man's great.
Easy good one. Like, Splash Woman is my favorite of this bunch, but Galaxy Man, very respectable second. Alrighty, we're in 10 now, correct?
Yes, Mega Man 10. We're getting there, whoever's watching this 10-hour video.
Woo! I'm cutting this down a bit, but someone said slap some googly eyes on this knife, and we have Blade Man.
Yep. I like
nose.
He's like a banana.
Like a banana. He's a little on the nose for me. I think I can give him a B, because at least swords are cool enough to have your eyes on.
I like in his stage that he hops on the walls, I think, by like stabbing his blade arm into the wall. And that's kind of metal. But that's as far as I could really take Blade Man. He was a
E for
tour
what?
guide. Because when
Oh
you
yeah,
want to
that's
go on a tour, you want Knife Man Head to show you around.
you just can't. And over here we have. Sorry,
Oh, well. Next.
Solar Man.
Uh, eh,
I think the whole sun thing is kind of a cool touch. I
it,
kind of
it
like it.
yeah, it helps. It helps him. His boss fight is interesting if you don't use his weakness because he like gets stronger as it goes, and his stage theme is very good.
Hmm.
It's very different than your normal Mega Man stage theme, but I think it works really well. It's like a lot lower and grungier while still being an 8-bit song because it's Mega Man 10, which harkens back to that era, as does 9.
It is kind of hits that sweet spot of like another fire one, but like not quite. Like
He mixes it up a little bit more.
yeah,
So I'll give him a B so I keep him away from the other ones.
yeah, me too. Okay, so remember when I said Toad Man was kind of a slippery slope into straight up Mavericks? Here's Sheep Man.
People who make fun of Sheep Man are cowards. I'm not
It's
saying
such a.
I'm
I
not saying
like
he's
it
my
personally.
favorite or anything, but there are people like when Mega Man 10 was announced, they're like, "Sheep Man, this is the lowest this franchise has fallen." I'm like, no.
Right? We've had Toad Man. Cool it.
It's like Gyro Man.
I'm sure it's such like easy trivia, but it's a reference to do androids dream of electric sheep.
Yeah, and I do like that. I do like that they went for that. I like it's cool he could turn to a cloud. He has the worst weapon of all time though, which is unfortunate for him. Thunderwool is absolute trash, garbage, and bad. I can make a whole video about that another day.
I'd rather have
But
Steel Wool.
what?
Clean it up.
She ban's a low A for me because I'm just endeared by him. But
He
it's a
is cute.
low A.
I'll give him a B. He's cute.
Oh boy, now
This this is
asshole.
Commando Man, right?
Yeah.
I don't have much to say here.
Commando Man himself is fine, but he has the honor of having my least favorite stage in the entire franchise. So,
Really?
let's talk about Mega Man stage design real quickly, my friend.
Sure.
So there's an enemy in a lot of Mega Man games starting from Mega Man 4 called the Up and Down. You might know this is the enemy that pops out of the pit without warning and usually knocks you into the pit and kills you. This is not a good design in any video game. However, it persists. Mega Man 10 makes it worse because when you shoot it, it explodes, which gives it a giant hitbox that will still kill you, and it's slow on the way down, so you have to like shoot it well and right, and it's dumb. It's dumb. Anyway, Commando Man's gimmick is that sandstorms come by and completely engulf the screen, meaning you can't see anything, and it pushes you either forward and back. So it just, if you don't know the stage by heart, you have to wait, and there's spikes, and there's these up and downs, and it's not good. It's not good. Commando Man's poopy. But his design is fine, so... I give him a low C out of spite.
Yeah,
Because
it's a C for me
I
as
can't
well.
knock him... I guess I knocked Turbo Man earlier, but... I can't knock Commando Man's design that much. It's very simple, but I like the antenna.
That's a nice touch, yeah.
I like that you can make a joke that he looks like he's in his underwear, therefore going commando.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
And I don't think that was on purpose, but I'll respect it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
stage
it's a C.
sucks.
Alright, I'm gonna mess up this next one's name again. Is this Tundra Man? No, Tundra's
No,
the next one.
this is Chill Man.
Chill Man. The most
He's like Chill
boring of
Man's
ice
the
ones.
weakest ice robot, I think. I like that his stage has ice pyramids in the background. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You don't get to go to them, but they're there.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna give him a D, but I almost kind of want to knock him into pit because he just does nothing to stand out.
Like I think they tried to make him the cool one, like Freeze Man, but at least Freeze Man had like that cool little boomerang thing on his head and whatnot.
Yeah.
Chow Man's a D. I don't care for Chow Man.
And even like the Crystal Head thing reminds me of like Jewel Man and Crystal Man. He's just borrowing from all over the place.
Like, I see what they went for, but it didn't work.
Yeah. How about Nitro Man?
I do like Nitro Man.
It just reminds me a lot of Turbo Man.
He's simple, but I like that he goes full motorcycle.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
I like his weakness a lot because it makes his boss fight fun. Because his weakness is Chill Spike from Chill Man,
Which makes sense.
Mega
Man. Sorry, you.
Mega Man 10's weapons are a little bit weird because most, if not all of them, basically require you to use them in certain ways for them to be effective. Like, there's a Chill Spike projectile, which is pretty bad, but also it becomes a spike on the ground. And Nitro Man's whole thing is driving back and forth, trying to run you over, but as such, he keeps running over the Chill Spike and taking big damage from that. So it's just all about popping his tires, and I think it makes a fun fight.
Yeah.
And his weapon's pretty good. His stage is a highway, which is better than Turbo Man stages.
That's a cool touch. Because it's always something like either natural or technological. The highway thing is like a good midpoint.
I think I give Nitro a B.
Me too, a B. My favorite of the bunch is next. You might not agree, but I really like Strike Man.
Sports. Strike Man's pretty alright. I think I give him a high C, low B, just off the bat. Oh, shit.
Aha.
Oh, no,
something about him really endears me. Could be that he's friend-shaped and round. I do kind of like that he's just like, here, catch, wham! Here, catch, wham! Here, catch, wham!
He only does that in his hard mode, I think, which is kind of weird. He just kind of bounces around in normal mode, but he does, I think, hit the bat. Yeah. No, he spins around. I don't remember. Strike Man's alright.
He rolls into a ball. He rolls around.
Yeah.
My funny story about Strike Man, I was looking at the wiki pages, as I do, before some of these. And on Strike Man, it said something like, I know you bristle at like, oh, that every weakness has a justification. And the trivia page for him said like, Strike Man's weakness is the triple blade. This may be a reference to the fact that in baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. Then there's like a footnote. Then there's like a footnote that says it may also be a reference to the fact that blades cut baseballs. This brings us to Pump Man, who I don't really know what to make of.
I like his gangly arms.
Yeah.
I like his handle, because in hard mode, he doesn't do this in normal mode, but in hard mode, he throws the handle at you like a boomerang, and I respect that.
I just don't know who decided a faucet needed to be a Robot Master.
I like it better than Chill Man.
Yeah.
I don't think I like the cannon on the chest. I think that's a step too far.
Yeah.
I think he would have been fine with gangly arms and faucet. I give him a low B.
It's a C for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Overall, still a pretty good set for some of their goofier choices. Alright, this brings us to the most recent at long last after, let's see how... We've been at it for almost 2 hours now, but some of that was my little break. Alright. Mega Man 11. I think this is a pretty good set.
What a good set.
Yeah.
What a fantastic... See, Mega Man 11 once again has voice acting, but now that we're not in 1996, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
And so, these Robot Masters have the benefit of having defined personalities you see in the game, which helps them, for the most part, become better.
Totally. I think we start off with maybe my favorite. He's simple but effective. It's Blockman.
Blockman's good. He's not my favorite, but he is good. He has the goofiest walk cycle.
Oh, he has a little run. I think what works is that the name Blockman is vague enough that could just be in reference to laying bricks, but there's also like a video game Tetris connotation to it that I think just like ambiguifies his whole conceit really well.
I like how he's the smallest and then becomes the biggest and then just the smallest again.
His weapon's kind of fun too, you just drop blocks out of the air.
Yeah, I do like Blockman. Blockman's only going to be a high B because I have a lot of A's I'm about to pass out. But I do, and he kind of ended up as the mascot for 11's Masters, and not in the same way that Quickman. Like Quickman's like the cool one. Blockman just kind of became the mascot because his design is so simple, and I think
And I
that worked
think
really well for him.
he's ideally the first one you fight too, I think.
He's not the one I would do, but yeah, it's not a bad choice, and he was the demo as well.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And for some reason, it does start you on Blockman, like Cutman, even though it doesn't need to. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
So it is pushing you,
He's
like, hey, go fight Blockman.
I think he's an A for me. I'm very endeared by him.
I do like him a lot.
Yeah. How about Acid Man?
I feel like his design's a little too much, but I like him still.
The whole pointy hood thing is a bit strange, but that's my only real complaint.
The headpiece is the part. I like he's just like, welcome to my chemical laboratory. It's like, that's a good character.
Yeah, he's a solid B. He's cool.
He's a good B. He is a B. I like when you defeat him. He either screams acid or he screams chemistry. It's like, why?
I feel like it's taken us a long time to get to like a poison robot master of this kind.
Yeah, he's basically the water guy, but he's a new take on it, and he offers a new shield weapon, which has a lot of overlap over the years, so something fresh on that is cool.
Yeah.
And he is my favorite song in the game as well. I do like Acid Man.
Mm-hmm. I like him. How about Impact Man?
Impact Man is carried on his voice actor alone.
I completely agree. I think this is a weird idea for a robot, but they give him that hysterical voice.
I don't care for him, but he's so just insanely weird with his voice. I can't even like do an imitation of it. And that makes him good.
I think I might just give him the obligatory C just to confess that not everyone in this particular game is like great.
Right.
But he's okay for a C.
But if you have a moment, look up Impact Man's boss fight and just listen to that man go insane.
I watched. I haven't personally played this particular game, but I watched some of the boss battles, and I've definitely got a load of his. Those are some chords.
He's going.
Yeah. This one I really like though. Here's Bounce Man.
I'm Bounce Man. He's got like
this is like. Sorry.
He's got like the Astro Man, Galaxy Man eyes, which I think works great on him.
Hmm. I think he's a pretty perfect evolution of like Spring Man, Clown Man.
Yeah, I was about to say. And he takes it well. He's a yoga guy for some reason.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay. I don't know if I wanted to do exercises with this guy. I feel like I could punch in the face, but he's endearing.
He gets an A from me.
I'd put him in B, but I do like
That's fair.
Bounce Man.
Yeah. I feel like we're coming up on your big favorites.
Fuse Man is wonderful. I can't
He's
even
pretty
fully
great.
tell you why I like Fuse Man so much. But
Is he the one who's Todd Habercorn?
He is Todd Habercorn, yeah.
That's that's good casting all on its own.
He's like the serious one in the group, but he says things like prepare the diode. So no, he's still a nerd.
Oh yeah.
He canonically has a pet robotic bunny, or eel if you're Japanese, because they changed his pet, I guess. And he has my favorite boss fight, my favorite Robot Master boss fight in the whole series. It's just a lot of fun for me. I love he just teleports around and throws a ton of projectiles, and it's just fast dodging, fast reacting. It's what I like. His little headpiece is goofy, but I don't mind it. The rest of his design is very like simple, so I think the goofier top is good for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say the big prongs are what kind of holds me back a bit, but I don't really know what else could go there to help him stand out.
So I like Fuse Man's an S for me. Just it all comes together well.
He's more like a B for me, but I still really respect it. Okay, this is Tundra Man.
This is Tundra Man, who is also wonderful.
So I would be like whining about another ice dude, but the ice skates really sell it.
They just like, what if we did something completely different?
Yeah, reminds me of Ghiaccio too.
Because when on the stage select, I'm like, okay, it's another ice guy. What are they gonna do with this guy? He's like, I'm a dancer. I'm like, hello. The canonical lore is that Tundra Man, like the other ice robot masters, is just supposed to like explore the Arctic And one day he's like, I'm bored. I'm gonna become a dancer now.
Hell yeah. There's definitely circumstances where he'd be my favorite in this one, but I think next to Blockman and Bounce Man, I'm gonna give him a B.
He's
That's
an
still really
A. He's
strong.
an A in my
Yeah,
heart. He has a little spotlight when he does a sleeper move, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I appreciate his art.
dig it. Remind me this next one's name.
This is Torchman.
Alright, sell me on this one, because I'm kind of back around to like, oh, another fire one. That might
Uh,
be...
he has another fire one, but he mixes it up because instead of shooting fire at you, he's a martial artist.
That's right, he's the one who did the flame jitsu, right?
Yeah, he just
Or whatever it
does
was.
instead of shooting like normal, or I think he does have a fireball move, but they come out of his fists, and he does like kicks and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I did
it's
like that.
like Tundra Man. It's like, okay, here's another fire robot master. How are we gonna mix it up? What if he was Karate Guy? He like jumps in the
Another
air and tries to
fire
drop kick you.
fighting. How lazy.
Oh no! What a embarrassment!
I know I sound psychotic when I'm like, I don't remember this guy. Then you say one word, and I'm like, oh yeah! But I watched these guys like yesterday because
Well,
I'd like to play this game. I just haven't had the pleasure yet.
there's a lot. There's a lot to absorb. There's a lot of
Yeah,
Megamans. There's a lot of robots.
yeah,
Torchman's a
true.
B. He doesn't hit
Yeah,
the same sweet spot that Tundra hits for me, but I do like that they tried something new for him,
I
fitting
agree. B.
an old mold.
And that takes us to the last robot master of our long, long relay. It's Blast Man.
Blastman is also great, I think.
Yeah,
I realize only now that the reason his little headpiece is like that, it's an explosion effect. Like
right.
that you would like draw. I've never realized that till right now.
I kind of had a moment of like similar to Burst Man. I'm like, okay, so your explosions, I guess, but I think he pulls it off way better.
Yeah, I agree. He's all about explosions as an art form, and I'm like, well, that's a silly character trait. But like, most explosion robot masters are just in weird locations. Not all of them, but Bomb Man's in generic orb city, I guess.
Right.
Napalm Man is a jungle. Burst Man is I don't fucking know. Grenade Man's another factory. Blast Man is like an explosion amusement park.
Oh yeah, that's
It's like
cool. The
a
last
city at
place.
night that he makes like pyrotechnics for, and like you enter the stage and there's a giant neon sign with his face that says like "Welcome to Blast Man World." I'm like, what is happening? And
He's
like
cool.
the whole last leg of the stage is like the stage exploding around you. He's a low A. He's not as high as Tundra, but I do like Blast Man as well.
I'll give him a B. I'm sure if I played through this game, a lot of these would be A's. I'm gonna give like a generous B. Oh,
Okay.
well, we just power ranked all the robot masters, Freeman. What will you do next?
Um, make sure Gyro Man never gets rebuilt.
I think we both agree Gyro Man's like the worst.
He is my
Like,
least favorite. Yeah.
I think there are worse robots in like 8, but they're all bad, whereas Gyro Man just like sticks out for how lame
He
he
just
is.
sticks out as being nothing.
Yeah.
Like
Well, so
Clown Man, I don't understand what they're doing with him, but I remember him because I don't
sure.
understand what they're doing with him.
Who are your top 5 favorites? I think that's a good note to end this on.
My top 5 favorites, Fuse Man threw a problem in that once upon a time. I knew, but Fuse Man made that problematic.
Hmm.
I think Fuse Man is 5. Galaxy is 4. Alec is 3. Pharaoh 2, and Hard is 1.
Very good.
With
I like
Cold Man
it.
sitting at an honorable 6 because Fuse Man just booted him out.
That's yeah, that's fair.
What about you?
So let's see. I think Windman has to be number 1. Like I think it's just come that far.
Right.
I always get like the odd Robot Master fixation. Like when I was at that young age of making Windman my username, I would be like, oh, I like Brightman or Toadman a lot this month. And for me, right this second, that's Dive Man. So I'm gonna put him in my top 5.
That's good.
Yeah, I just he's a good soldier. He's a good knave. I feel like I need someone from like the old games. Even though I like these designs a lot, it might be. I might throw. I might copy you and say Elect Man, because he really is great. Almost Guts Man, but I agree he's also just a tad generic. Like, there's other really good strong ones. Then I think Splash Woman and Strike Man round out my 5.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just great stuff. So that's... Airman would almost be in there too, but a little redundant alongside Windman, but also, who cares? So something like that.
Well, wait, where was Searchman in your top 5?
No, you better keep searching, because neither of his
Oh.
heads are there, baby.
Oh. Oh.
2 heads, 2 fucks I can't give about that shitty robot master.
Get him out of here!
Get out of here!
Fuck Searchman!
Go home! Not invited.